Have you ever wondered, like, dang, why is my team not doing this mental training? I've been seeing it all along. Now, hear me out on this, okay? Because I've been asked this. Hey, you working with this team at my school? No, dude. I mean, they just never reached out. I didn't reach out to them. I mean, or they didn't reach out to me, and it just never happened. Dang, dude. I think it would be awesome if you worked with them. Yeah, I do too. So, JH Titans, this one's for you. Follow along here. I'm going to break down some stuff for you and give you some mental exercises and give you some ways to spread this message, but most importantly, how you can implement the mental exercises that we're about to drop in here with some background knowledge into everything else that you got going on with your team, with your coaches, with your performance and the team's performance. Hey y'all, welcome to the Mental Performance Playbook, where we are breaking down elite mental strategies and exercises for you to apply immediately. My name is Gabe Rummel, mental performance coach, founder of the Athlete's Health and creator of its Front Oak Gym here. And today's gonna be a little different, right? Usually we are giving you some 3 to 5 main exercises for you to go use and apply immediately on top of your physical game. And we are doing that here as well. But it's going to be looking a little different for this one. So if you're following along, in addition to the audio watching this, I'm about to be sharing something here quick. This is going to be a quick little presentation, little flow, but it works perfectly with our theme today of spreading that mental performance message, spread that training. Now, a lot of times when we work with our athletes, we do this on purpose. We say, hey, no one's going to know you're using these mental exercises, but you are going to be separating yourself from the pack. Well, it's time to let the pack know a little bit how we are separating. And that is what this one is here today. We're going to drop some mental exercises within it. We're also going to break down a little bit more of what we have coming up at TAH. So without further ado, let me share this and let's get rock and rolling. So we are about to be going over coaching the mental game. And this is not even just for the coaches, right? This is for the athletes. These are exercises for today's coaches and athletes. And I want to point out, okay, coaches, you're the first responder for the mental side of the game. So if you are an athlete and you got a coach who you think, or they talk about these mental exercises, the importance of the mental part of the game. Stay tuned and share this with them. But if you're that athlete, a lot of times those best athletes are the coaches on the field, on the court, in the meet, you name it. So this is just as important for you to figure out how you can help handle these mental exercises and mental blocks, mental weaknesses, if we want to call them that, when you are that first responder. Because if you're the athlete, you are probably responding even before your coach, which is why this is so important. And it's not just one reason or the other, right? If you're an athlete today, you are facing more and more pressure, distraction, confidence struggles as these cameras are coming out and we are literally playing FNL, Friday Night Football, like it is the big stage on Saturday or Sunday. It's super, super cool, but it also brings in so much more pressure with that. Now, if you're the athlete or the coach on the field or the coach itself, you're seeing it daily how it's affecting either your team's performance, either other teammates' performance, if we're that athlete coach, right? That entire culture, we can see it be thriving or we can see it be dying. And that is exactly why we're going over these mental exercises in coaching it and how coaches and athletes are starting to implement this and how TAH is bringing this out. And that's why I'm putting this out here for this episode for us today, because it truly is about how we can start to incorporate this and spread this so the ones who want to take that advantage, to play that next level, to handle that confidence can. Now, one of the ways that I'm doing this, that we are doing this at the Athlete's Health is a coach's clinic to support what the coaches are already doing, to not add extra work on top of it, but to just get almost a collaboration of what's one coach doing here in this sport and what's another coach doing in that sport, and how it combines together, and how we can take certain exercises from one and put it in the other. Because that's the essence of this, right? People say, sometimes people say, well, how can you be coaching this if you didn't play this sport? And I'm like, how can you be coaching it if you only have your one perspective, right? And this is of the mental game. Because when you're looking at volleyball specific, because you're the volleyball coach, you are studying volleyball from all the angles, from different perspectives. But when you're offering that mental game piece, those mental exercises, you're doing the ones that work for you. But on my side of the spectrum, on the athlete's health, when we're doing this mental training and the overall performance with the nutrition and sleep and everything else, the habits that build up into it so they can be their peak, it really does come back from person to person. It's analyzing it as a whole. And that is why if we can get the coaches together and frame it around this 3C framework that we use at the Athlete's Health of clarity, confidence, composure, we can really level up the game and know how to handle any and all situations that come. Because this breaks down the super simple framework that then coaches can put into their teams. If you're the athlete coach, you're the coach on the field, this is how you can control the field, how you can make that impact. Because we got clarity. You have to know the direction. You have to know the expectations, where you're trying to go, what's holding you back. If you're the coach on the field, as in that athlete coach, you have to know all of this. You set the expectations, but that's from you having the clarity. Now, if you're the actual coach, I mean, you obviously know that the way you set it up and how you set up your team in the season is how it's going to go. Got to start from the, got to set it up from the start. Next is confidence, right? I mean, we need the actual belief. We need the how to actually build the confidence, and not just the fake hype stuff. Not just hyping it up and then getting out there and then getting crushed right away and then losing all that confidence because it wasn't even real to begin with, right? So if you're the coach, the athlete coach on the field, or the actual coach, you gotta know how to fully instill that confidence. And this is something that is amazing. Where coaches time and time again will say, "Yeah, I mean, our confidence kind of dipped right now. Like, we kind of lost the confidence. How do we bring it back?" And that is the beauty in it. That's what some of these mental exercises are. And I'm going to bring you just one here that I've seen baseball player use it, hit the home run. I'm just like, there you go, baby. Then lastly, in our 3C framework is we need that composure. We have to be able to reset under the pressure, because that pressure is boom, 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 full game. But there's also those quick little pauses where maybe the ball's on the other side of the field. Maybe it's the timeout. Maybe you got the downhill on the race. And at these points, we have to make sure that we're setting ourselves up for success when that pressure really comes back, right? Because it is a shared language for athletes and coaches across. What I have on here is a district, right? A sneak peek for some stuff to come, but across for your team, across for the program, whatever the case is. This simple 3C framework is a shared language that everyone can follow and everyone can use. And it really does set us up for success. It helps us train for those pressure moments, right? So we can use quick active drills to train any reset that we need, to train any position, any spot, any timeout, any event that rises. It helps us train for it. These 3Cs help us with those inconsistent team culture, right? I mean, I hear it quite a lot where, yeah, this squad's coming in and they're not as put together. They're not really playing as a whole. I don't see it happening this year. Or it's across the whole entire program or district where, I mean, this sport doesn't really support this sport. Or this sport, they're kind of nagging at the other sport. There's some beef there. That's that inconsistent team culture across all levels too. It can be between class, between grade level. And another huge part is limited time, right? I mean, if you're the athlete coach, you're already studying probably more film than everyone else. You're already constantly thinking about it and it's not leaving your head. So how do you move on from it, right? We just gotta integrate these in to the practice, the 3C frameworks, the exercises. Put it as a part of what you're already doing to level it up. And the last thing that I always hear is, and that I see it, it's like right in front of all of our eyes. But the mental side, right? It's so invisible. The physical side isn't. We can just go look at some of the stats. Go look at the RBIs. Go look at the sacks. Go look at the kills. I mean, you name it. It's there. But on the mental side, if we can track, we can make a stronger performance and we can make more fun with it because now we're seeing, okay, what is actually making it fun for us instead of just getting the feel or getting that vibe, right? Just go with the vibe is what a lot of people say. I know I say dude sometimes, but you're the coach or you're the athlete coach. We need more than just vibes. We need to track it. We need to get the data. We need to see it just like you do and so many great coaches do. Any sport, any spot, any instance. These mental skills and our 3Cs help us do it. Now, like I said at the start of this video, I was going to show us some mental skills, these mental exercises for us to start repping out. And on the side, if you're looking at this video, I have a list of after we worked with the school's baseball team, we put together the 10 mental exercises that they liked the most. This was their cheat sheet to leave with that they had so they could utilize it whenever. And this is what we can do as a whole program, as a whole district, as a whole individual team, even. But these are the mental exercises that I want you to go test out, go use, make sure you're doing it. I know if you follow me and the Athlete's Health for a while, we've talked about these before, and that's why I'm putting them on here. These are some of our pillar mental exercises that I never heard anyone else using. Some of the mental exercises that we use, we do get from other sports psychologists or performance coaches, but we give credit when it's due. That's why I always use these because these are the main mental exercises that we have gathered and we always put out when we do any freebies, any ways to help people out because that's what we're trying to do. Walking through these with that clarity, that first C of the 3C framework, the mountain and stepping stone goals. I know we've talked about this. If you're following, make sure we have the mountain and stepping stone goals and we are constantly using them, constantly referring back to them. At the end of the year, we're doing a mountain and stepping stone goal framework workshop online for free. Stay in tune for that. But this is that top goal. That's probably crazy that people might laugh at you for. In addition to that, because we got to keep that in the front of our mind, we got to see it every day. But we need to find the just next step to get there. We need to work all the way back down. I always say we're playing chutes and ladders and find that just very next step to get there. And when we do that, we know the very next step to get to that mountain goal. We should never have to pause or be afraid well, we might be afraid, but be afraid from the lack of movement and growth towards the goals because we know the very next step to our mountain goal. And that is a clarity framework. A confidence framework is a VTO. Now we have a lot of different confidence and composure frameworks and clarity ones, but this is a go-to that I love to use that a lot of pro psychs or pro athletes, performers use. This is a vision it, touch it, own it. And it's when you're stepping up to the plate, between snaps, before serves, before the meet, after the hill, you name it, VTO it and get that confidence. Okay. Get it before you even start and then pair it with some of the composure exercises we have to rebuild the confidence. And for this is you got to vision it. It's like a movie, right? I always say the start of the Cars movie, Lightning McQueen is actually visualizing while he is in the movie. So you can actually VTO Lightning McQueen VTOing. I find that so funny because the touch part, so that's painting the picture, the scene like a movie in your head, which we all have the capability to do. We just don't always think about it. The next part is the touch part. You have to actually get the feel of it. You got to put yourself in the perspective, walk through the actual steps, the play, the route, the serve, the spike, you name it. Walk through it, but what it actually feels like. That's the touch, the sense. And then lastly is own it. I always tell any the athletes, the performers, that you're doing this so much. That is why you get in your head because it starts to seem monotonous. It starts to seem second nature. And that is when it's good. We just have to own that and let the body run its course. Don't let the thinking get involved. I was just doing some and whatnot today, and I fully thought out my steps before I went and did the approach. And that was my best approach because I didn't let the thinking get involved. I did it all before I VTO'd. And lastly is the echo chamber. So a lot of times when we get in that head and we're trying to move on from it, we have only so many options to do. And this echo chamber breaks it down into two ways. It's kind of like that reset button. If anyone knows it, where you got to press someplace to reset. This echo chamber is one, break down the wall because you're up here, your cranium, your head is an echo. It's a chamber. It's a cave. And that echo is flying back and forth with no way to get out of it. So to break down a wall, we got to help physically break down a wall so that voice can get out, and it's doing something physically. Maybe it's taking that big breath, maybe it's pressing somewhere, maybe it's snapping, maybe it's kicking something, maybe maybe it's freaking out and punching the wall. But hopefully we don't use that one for the echo chamber. That's one option, is break it down. The other one is voice it down, and that can be yelling and those voice vibrations, boom, get that wall down, or talking, speaking, doing something with opening that mouth and getting those thoughts by words out to then get that echo chamber. And set a time or just do it for a little bit. And then all of a sudden, that boom, that voice is gone. It's gone. So I put this up here because these are just 3 foundational mental exercises we always come back to at the Athlete's Health. They're not ones that we'd start with or do one-on-one training, but with the team at some way, shape, or form, we probably covered these because these are foundational. They're easy to use and they're easy to grasp. You can go use them right away, because that's the other part. As we create exercises every day to use for the mental side, because everyone has different background and everyone's going to interpret it differently. These lectures, rewind that. These are not lectures. These are training exercises. They are times to get reps in practical exercise that you can go put right away in all your physical reps. That's the beauty of it. They're not lectures. It's not a school system setting. It is just a quick explanation, implementation, usually in some other way, shape, or form, that then you go put in your actual sports setting. So then you also can see how to use this across any and everything, and not just in your sport specific, because we are so much more than just that sport. I know it doesn't feel like it, but we are. And that's what I leave us with. So we have those exercises. If you follow us, if you've been following us, if you've done any training through TAH, make sure you go use at least one of those exercises today. If you haven't followed us at all, go pick one of them and use them. If you have, make sure you are using them. Now, obviously, as you know, probably we stem off of them. We can branch out and use parts of one here, parts of one there, add some more stuff there. That forest builds of performance training, but it does allow us to have a framework for coaching the mental game, for coaching that mindset that we all always see, that 3C framework. And it allows you as the coach, you as the athlete coach, to help the other athletes on the team handle the pressure, to have that vision of what they're trying to do for that season and for life, and then to stay confident along the way, to have that confidence and make the most of it. I can't stop sharing the screen without first off pointing this out, just because a little more Easter eggs and what's to come here. But next step, if you're liking this, is share this with more coaches, with more athletes, with more parents. Spread it, right? Spread this episode, so then we can get more of these trainings, these coaches clinics, like I called it, in, so we can bounce more ideas, more mental exercises to get more athletes using this framework and the Athlete's Health service for upping their mental game. So then every and all coach can be equipped with these mental exercises, because that's what it's about. And then that's also, once again, the actual coaches and then the coaches on the field. I know that was a lot, but Titans, we got to keep it going, keep that momentum going. We have some big stuff coming up from the Athlete's Health side, but I also know that means, and by just the people I've been talking and working with, that the athletes have some big stuff coming up too. Last few announcements is the website is up and live. New email list, new systems in the background, up and live to keep growing. Check out our free mental training call if you haven't, to get you signed up, get you locking in your game one-on-one talk with us at the Athlete's Health to get you in that coaching position. At least one, get the free coaching session in and level up your game. Links in the description below. Otherwise, my name is Gabe Rummel, and if I don't see you on that, at least check out the Mental for Noah gym that we have recently launched to get daily mental exercises, weekly coaching, and that whole community gym aspect. It's live. So, catch you next week on the Mental Performance Playbook. Peace.